This time last year, I made 4 items of clothing out of a big piece of fabric a friend gave me, and I have a tiny bit left. So I think I should make one more. Let's make some pants out of this much. Hello, it's Icy. That's right, I am back. Yes, to wear to Melbourne about this time last year, I made 2 skirts, a pair of fabulous pants that are my favourite thing ever, and a small vest slash top to wear to PAX Australia. Now, PAX Australia is very soon, and I have made one thing to wear to there, which is the vest in the previous video, and these videos will come out after PAX, I'm pretty sure. But I was like, wait, could I make one more thing? Could I make something else? And on the train, I saw someone wearing the most fabulous pair of pants, and I saw them and I admired them, and I went, well, I wonder if I have enough fabric to replicate that. So let's see. Now, I have my pants that I made previously. The links to these videos are up in the corner, obviously. These are my favorite thing I think I have ever made. Also the thing I've worn the most. They are an absolutely outstanding pair of wide-legged pants that look amazing. So this is a bit of a double video in that also I want to make a pattern off these, because I did not do that because I thought this was going to be a one-off and I just kind of winged it. And I regret that because these turned out so well that I kind of really do want a pattern. Also, I lent them to Miss Icy and she wore them. They're a bit big for her, but just because the design, it was okay. And she also would like to make a pair. So I've got 2 reasons to make a pattern. So I'm going to try to transfer those pants to a pattern. Going to make a mock-up, and then we're going to try and get a permanent pattern and then make those pants from that. Now, the reason I absolutely need to make a mock-up is I have very little of this fabric left. So a friend many years ago, like something like 20 years ago type of thing, gave me 10 meters of this very highly stretch black sort of, I mean, it's suiting fabric, I guess, slightly more casual than a traditional suit. It's very polyester. It's a little noisy. It crinkles terribly, but it's quite comfortable to wear and it looks great. And also, it was free. So, you know, we don't turn up our nose at free fabric, do we? No, we do not. So this is how much I have left. I have, this. I've got this. So I've got like a strip across the top, and then I've got I've got about a meter of the full length. That's it. That's all I have. So what I want to do is make a pair of pants, which I should have drawn up into a picture to show you. What I think I can do is I think I can use the front sections and the back sort of center panels, like sort of along the inner part of the leg, and probably to about here, in much the same way these ones have sort of like a, this is where the pocket is, but there's like a false line here at the front. Basically have that as a flat panel at the front, the back panel probably narrower, and then the sides, what I'll do is take that long strip and basically like patchwork it up. So just have like chonk, 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 chonk down the sides. The plan is to incorporate sort of basically a line across the top of the hip with one of those lines, and incorporate that into pockets. Probably the cool pants I saw the person wearing on the train had a back pocket across the seam line, which is kind of what's inspired this idea. And then they had big front pockets as well. Discovered, unsurprisingly, I love giant pockets. Giant pockets are my vibe. And I'm talking like big pockets. So the vibe for this will once again sort of be Japanese technical wear, I guess. Probably even more aggressively so. Because these pants are quite, they're very stylish and elegant, but they don't, they don't have any, they're not gritty unless I accompanying them with other more gritty stuff. So these pants I think will definitely be more casual than those ones, which is good because we want variations. I will be using similar buttons, in fact the same style of button because they're just a standard one you can get, and I've got more for decoration. The idea is that these will incorporate and can also be worn with the really cool little top that I made previously, and the suspenders as well that I made previously. They will be, I think, the idea is to have them less full because these are like, I mean, like, that's the leg dimension on these ones. They are really, really, really wide. So not as wide as that because I want them to be longer. If you have something that wide that goes to the floor length, I mean, you can totally pull it off. It depends on the shoes you're wearing. And I did plan to be wearing chunky boots. So they need to kind of just be at ankle length or a little bit above. I am contemplating, I mean, some of this will happen after I sort of put it together, but I think maybe reducing, like having an interesting angular kind of reduction at the bottom of the leg. So kind of not like a gather, but more like a nipping in, so to create perhaps like a triangular inwards shape at the out of the legs at the bottom. So we'll see. But yeah, so I have what's the date? I got about 3 weeks before PAX. God, I think I'm leaving this too late again. We'll see how we go. I've got a lot of there's a lot of stuff going on in the house, which means I can't do as much streaming as I would normally, but I can do sewing. So that's the plan. We're going to use some of this time to make some things. Let's see if I can achieve this with these limited amounts of material. Well, this is very awkward. So I have made a mock-up. I am wearing these on top of tights. In fact, a whole pair of pants, as you do. So it's hard to tell. Obviously, I mean, this is old sheets, so it's not stretch, which the final product would be. And there is a difference between how much you need to allow for stretch. Basically, you can take in stretch more than you can normal fabric, obviously. But I wouldn't mind having this pattern work for non-stretch as well. So, so I think the back, like the back is fine. Feels like I could probably add another centimeter, I think, maybe 2 or maybe 3. Yeah, probably another 3 centimeters at the back center. Feels like it could go up that much. It is doing a bit of that weird gather thing that I spent so long trying to fix on the other pants. I do have some pant patterns, but I haven't made pants, like non-stretch pants, in 20 years. And even then they looked terrible and they didn't fit me very well. So I'm like, So I'm not sure it's really worth trying to do that. And then I'd have to make a mock-up and then etc, etc. So I think we're going to keep going with these. So on the front, it's hard to tell. Am I getting unattractive gathers? Really what I need to do is like unpick the side seams and add more, like add a strip, because obviously I can't tell how the front looks because I can't do it up properly. So, and obviously the mock-up does not, it's like short length because I don't want to waste fabric. So yeah, so I've got a bit more of this. So I think what I'll do is just add some strips down the side to replicate, even adding even more. And you know, I really could have sworn, I mean, it's amazing how much a difference stretch and non-stretch makes, because those pants fit me perfectly, and I'm needing to add on this like a good, like, probably, I mean, yeah, like an extra 5 centimeters at least. So do keep that in mind if you're converting between a non-stretch pattern and a stretch pattern. But yeah, let's try. All right, I had to go away and find a pair of non-stretch pants, shorts actually, close enough, to give me a better fit. But I think it's okay now, and I did add the extra panels. So still super loose, super baggy, but I think what I want to do is make, assuming I have enough fabric, make them loose and baggy, and then do the shaping on the leg after I've worked it out. But I think this is probably close enough to draw up again as a new final pattern, final, and then we go from there. I spent at least 90 minutes, something like that, taking my limited amount of fabric and seeing if I could fit a pant pattern onto it. I did need to modify the pant pattern. I also did a whole bunch more modifications on the pattern itself. So a basic wide-legged pant pattern I have now, pretty much based on the existing pair. And then I like pinned the side of the existing pair sort of in, so pinned out the fold, put them back on again, and then transferred some of those modifications onto the pattern. So now I've got I can use that to make a more fitted version of the pattern. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna have some so these are going to be slightly above ankle height, cigarette length. I don't know why that's a phrase, but so this is the front. The front's going to be a single piece down to the knee, roughly, and then it's going to come out from the hip in a bit of a triangle to, say, I guess just below the knee, roughly, and then it's going to cut back in to just above the ankle. Now, there is an option where I can put a cuff on as well, and if I added a cuff, that would actually take it to the ankle. So we'll see how we go. We'll work that out as we go. Waistband, same as the previous pants, so quite wide, so a 7 centimeter wide waistband. So this is what did I say, 63 centimeters from the waistband to the lower line, and then 27 below that. So this is all, I think it should proportionally look quite good. It's all based on 18, pretty much, like 18s and 9s. So we kind of going up and down the steps. I might possibly make a 9 centimeter. Oh, I should just make a 9 centimeter waistband instead of a 7. Probably. Okay. I'll have to think about that. The tolerances for the fabric are very tight. So on the back, so we have the waistband with a little knock at the top of the waist, like the other one does as well. Then we have like a back panel here, and I think I will go with this kind of angled line as well. It could just go straight across, but I think we'll try for the angled line, and then I'll basically have some back pockets sort of in that line. So there'll be side pockets in here as well. They're not drawn on, but imagine there are some pockets in there as well. And I think possibly also this back panel, which is, I'll have to check my measurements. I think this back panel I'll actually have come across the back and then wrap around, go into the inner sort of front section of the pocket on the inside. And that way I don't need, I suppose I'll still need, anyway, we'll think about it. That way I could get away without needing a seam here at the side, at the top, maybe. Could look slightly neater, we'll see. Then we've got 2 big panels for the main part of the back, and then 2 panels as well below the leg. So on the front, this is just, instead of having a separate line across here at the crotch level, I figured it would just be better if it's just a complete piece, you know? It just seems like a good idea. So from there, this is how I try to get it onto the fabric. This is mirrored, by the way, but just, so these is, we've got the front, the lower back part of the leg, the back waistband and the front waistband. So I need to check this if I want to make it wider. So that's inner. That's the inside and the outside of the front, the waistbands again. And then we've got, what is that? That's the top at the back, the upper back, the middle back sections, the middle / upper front sections, and the back. I don't know what they are. It says back front. I think that means bottom. Oh, that's bottom front, bottom and back. Should have thought about that. So B, it's fine. So that leaves me with a section, not very much, probably about maybe sort of in the range of a ½ meter square left. That's it. And that, between working out the pattern, how much fabric I had, how big I could fit it, whether the final design would fit into the fabric that we had, do I need to trim it down, what's proportionally lovely, you know, like, where do I want, to use like a rule of thirds, do I want to use a rule of thirds, do I want to use like a rule of fifths, how do I want these proportions to sit? Yeah, all of that, then working it out, will it even fit on the fabric? Yeah, about 90 minutes. Worth it. In the end, I think it will look amazing. Okay, I have traced out all of the pattern pieces as needed. The pattern, I must have mismeasured something, but nonetheless, everything's fitting, though the positions are in different spots. Oh, very overexposed. Here's hoping I've got it right. Wow, they're done. I did not think that I could make a better pair of pants than the other pair of pants I made. And I feel these might be, well, they're as good at least. So a slightly different vibe. Still very modern, Japanese technical wear kind of thing going on. But my goodness me, I am so pleased with how the whole thing looks. What would I change? Anything? I would move the butt pockets up. I mean, I knew that they would be a little bit low, but I chose to make them at that length for proportional sake, like 9 centimeters, 18, etc., etc. That was wrong. I should have just moved them up to where they were slightly more practical. 2 centimeters would have been fine. In fact, that's where they should have been anyway. To be honest, I might just sew them shut anyway, the pockets at the back. I'm not going to use them because the front pockets are glorious. They're huge. They're fantastic. I can fit like a mobile phone and then extra stuff in the pockets. They're wonderful. Please, big pockets and everything. I was concerned that these would be too smaller, that I had not left enough room like around the hips. Nope, they're great. So my pattern worked. They look fine. They don't sit weirdly at the front, at the crotch. I'm pretty sure. You know, that's often a problem. That can be a problem with pants. They're flattering, like they don't curve like under my tum, which some pants will do, which is not a great look, which is why I usually never make pants, because they usually look terrible. But these are, love the kind of pear shape, I guess. Would that be a way to describe it? Kind of that outer kind of like triangle with the cut in at the bottom towards the ankle. Love it. Love the adjustment of being able to fold out and like some of the volume to get a slightly different look to the pants. I am so here for clothes that transform into multiple versions. So here. These are now christened my David Bowie pants because they remind me of that absolutely iconic album cover, pretty sure it is, of the photograph with David Bowie wearing striped pants that are in perfect moon shapes. These are not perfect moon shapes, but they've got the vibe. Wonderful, wonderful. So we've got the little extra buttons here and the pair at the back, so I can add the suspenders to these ones as well. They work with the little top that I made to go with the original outfit. So happy. Yeah. So anyway, I'm absolutely chuffed at how well these pants turned out. You want to see how much material I have left? This is it. Apart from a pile of like small triangular scraps, this is the extent of it, and this is only because I found this in a different scrap material pile. This is all that is left, like 1 meter by 10 centimeters, which is handy actually, because this is great for making back pockets for pants that don't have them. Because they're stretch pants that don't have them. So we will be saving this. It's getting reserved for future pockets as required. I love these pants. I'm so happy. They're wonderful. They're fantastic. They look great with flats, ballet flats. They look great with the platforms, the flatforms that I'm wearing right now. They look great with the chunky boots. They look great with structured high-heeled boots. I don't really wear heels, like non-heeled boots, but they should look good with that. I have a pair. I have to try them on later and check that they look good, but they should be fine with that. It's going to look great with it. It's the same waistband and the same shape as the other pants, so I know they'll look great with long sleeve shirts. Like short sleeve shirts. They look great with collared shirts. They're wonderful. I'm so pleased. But I'm going to be wearing these to PAX Australia in Melbourne in a week or 2 weeks from now. You can find my adventures over on my other YouTube channel, which is all about the gaming stuff I do. So if you're interested in my adventures to the great southern city of Australia, because I live in Sydney, so join me over there as well. Thank you very much for watching. You'll also find me on Threads, and any adventures that happen as well will be on Instagram and Threads. So catch me there for things as I jaunt-ish around Melbourne looking oh so stylish. Plus I'm going to wear these pants as well to that. I've got a work conference thing in the city this week coming, so I'll be wearing those there. I'm sure pictures for that will be up before this video goes live, probably by weeks. Anyway, thank you, as I said, for watching. Let me know the coolest thing you've ever made in the comments. What's the thing you've made with that last tiny little bit of scrap material you had that turned out amazingly? And apparently, 1.20 meters is enough if you get wild with cutting. But I will talk to you next time. Bye.